Oh, how I love this painting. And he loves Hollywood and classic movies and animation. This artist's name is George Sumner. And this painting is called Summer in the City. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, I love George Sumner's work. Hi, I'm Jan Wahl, big fan of George Sumner. And he and I talk about classic Hollywood. He sells to all kinds of interesting people. Beau Bridges and Tom Selleck all have George Sumner work. This is another favorite I have. It's kind of small. I don't know if you can see it. He's an environmental artist, George Sumner, and he always pays tribute to water life, the magic seaside village of Sausalito, where we are right now. This is Dreamscape. I love this one a lot too. Anyway, just go to Sumner-Studios.com for more information on Showbiz Lovin' George, as well as his gorgeous, gorgeous work. I mean, it's a great gift. He does prints, all kinds of things. I give him salute and tribute, George Sumner. Okay, let's go to Italy, all right? George is often in Hawaii and he's on the South Seas, but now we're going to go to Italy, okay? We're going to go to Under the Tuscan Sun. Did I mention I'm Jan Wahl? And I'm glad to be here with all of you as we celebrate Showbiz, Jan Wahl Showbiz on YouTube. Tell your friends. Okay. Sometimes you have an actress or actor who is your favorite. You just will do anything to see them. And this is how I am about this woman, Diane Lane. I think she is the most marvelous actress. She's in everything, everything she does, whether it's as Dalton Trumbo's wife in Trumbo, or as a murderous girlfriend to George Reeves in Hollywoodland. Fantastic movie, Hollywoodland. Oh, amazing. Ben Affleck as George Reeves. She's the killer. Oh, so good. Anyway, this is called Under the Tuscan Sun, based on the novel, and it's an absolute, of the memoir, and it's an absolute wonderful, fun, well, you follow a San Francisco writer, and she spends days in Tuscany and falls in love, not just with a guy or anything normal like that or the food, but with the actual environment. Oh, it is so good. And this is perfect since we're not traveling now. This is perfect for you. Okay, sometimes you discover a book, and this is a good time to do that because we have time right now. You discover a book before it becomes a movie, and this sucker is becoming a movie. This is called Lady in Ermine. It's a story of a woman who painted the Renaissance. She was a Renaissance true painter. It's a biographical novel, which is so great because I love nonfiction. So it's a biographical novel. And Michelangelo recognized this woman's genius, and she isn't known as she should be. Sofonisba, but I'm not pronouncing her name right. But Donna de Giuseppe, who wrote this, is passionate about this woman's work, and she pulls the velvet drapes back and she reveals this astonishing life of this late Renaissance painter. It's just sublime. It takes place in Spain. It's full of royalty and sex, but mostly about the paintings themselves and how, as a woman at the time painting, how she had to get through it. This is actually one of her painters. No, this is actually her, I believe. So get this. It's called Lady in Ermine. It's a nice paperback, so you can read it anywhere. And it is by Donna de Giuseppe, who is now writing the screenplay. And it is perfect for Helen Mirren, and then also for any number of really great younger Spanish actresses. Sonia Braga would be amazing in it. Oh, I love this. Okay, so very good. So that's a lot of fun. Now let's go to the movies. Okay. Sometimes I just need to hear great music. And this is the music of Beethoven. This is a brand new, just this year, German film with English subtitles about the life of Beethoven at the end of his life. And he's deaf, but he's defiant. And he, of course, has some of his best music at the end of his life. There's also a encounter with Mozart and Haydn, I guess some people would say, and Vienna comes alive. This is so good. It's called Just Louis von Beethoven, and it's German film. So when you Google it, say German. Let's go to another movie. Okay, we're going to classic Hollywood, folks. Okay, we're back in Vienna. So that was Vienna. This is Vienna. And actually, I'm watching an amazing, let me get this straight to you folks. I'm watching the most amazing thing on public television called Vienna Blood. Vienna Blood. Okay? It's a German production, but it's in English. It's on public broadcasting. Just say Vienna Blood. It's a murder mystery in 1910, Vienna. And it is so good and so juicy and so smart. If you love murder mysteries along the line of Inspector Morse, Midsummer Murders, all those things I'm always talking about, this is fantastic. It's called Vienna Blood, and it's on public broadcasting. So back to Vienna, only this is Vienna that you may not have ever seen. It's international police in World War II Vienna, okay? It's suspenseful. It's made on location, so you get to see sort of post-World War II Vienna. It's called Four in a Jeep, not Four Jills in a Jeep. That's another film. This is Four in a Jeep. It is so well done. It's with Vivica Lindfors, who was a big actress at the time, Ralph Meeker, who is kind of dark and brooding. It's just terrific, and it's a real film noir, Four in a Jeep. And you can get this by just going into Google. So that's one of the great things about Google. I'm hungry. How about this? Dishing in Hollywood. Dishing Hollywood. The real scoop on Tinseltown's most notorious scandals. And it's all about dishing. Dishing in Hollywood, a delightful and naughty, two of my favorite words, delightful and naughty romp through the biggest scandals that have rocked Hollywood. All right, this is my friend who wrote this, Lori Jacobson. She lives in the Bay Area. She's brilliant. She's written lots of books. And this one is so fun, Dishing Hollywood. It's about people like Inger Stevens, Mama Cass, Robert Blake, Debbie Reynolds, Bobby Darin, all the scandals that rocked Hollywood. Not all of them, of course. Lana Turner. Oh, so good. And then there's all kinds of food details in it. What they were eating, what they like to eat, where they like to eat. That's why Robert Blake's in it. Anyway, it's really a blast. Dishing Hollywood, the real scoop on Tinseltown's most notorious scandals. And you can go into that. Just go into Lori Jacobson. Jacobson. She wrote Hollywood Heartbreak. She wrote Hollywood Haunted. She's just an expert on Hollywood history. I just love her work. So this is so fun. All right, everybody. Not so fun, but everybody's talking about this. New documentary. You know how I love documentaries, okay? What She Said, The Art of Pauline Kael. Now, people say, what did you think of Pauline Kael, Jan? She was a huge international critic. Really a #1 critic. The New York film critic Pauline Kael transformed film into an art form in the eyes of the public. This is before Siskel and Ebert. I mean, she was quite remarkable. It was a real visceral adventure to deal with Pauline Kael and her writing about film. Now, I was not as big a fan of Pauline Kael as many people. I just, it's not just that I didn't agree with her, it was her sensibility and her sense of aesthetic didn't work for me. But I admired that she made film such an important art form by her writing. I really admired that. So, What She Said, The Art of Pauline Kael. Everybody's in this thing. Tarantino, Woody Allen, of course, Ebert. It's very, very good. So you could easily get this, What She Said, The Art of Pauline Kael. Now, I was mentioning with Diane Lane, we have stars we just love. Here's one I love, okay? This biography is so good, I can't even stand it. Yul Brynner. Yul Brynner, beside how distinctive he looked like nobody else, and his incredible, intriguing acting career, this is his life, and his life was as crazy as his performances. He was just amazing. I mean, forget King and I, as good as it is, and it's in this a lot. He was also born in Russia and Siberia and all this crazy sort of gypsy life he had. It's just wonderful. Yul Brynner, a biography by Michelangelo, of course, Capua. And so this is very good. And I would really recommend this. If you're looking for just a quick read, lots of pictures, and Yul Brynner, just look at that cover. My God, I love this actor. So that's very good. Well, I've got so many more. I'm going to end with something new, though. Oh, I've got two more things to show you, okay? Everybody's a critic, am I right? Everybody's a critic. Okay, let's see if we can get this. My darling Nikki, who is my producer and my wonderful cinematographer. Can you get it, Nikki? We start up here. This is a dog named Nico who lives down the street. He's watching television. This is number 2. He's watching me on television. Okay? This is number 3. My wonderful friend Marty Gonzalez and myself on television. And then Nico decides I could do better. And he leaves. What a critic, huh? Anyway, so there that is. That's not something you see every day. And I'm going to end with a brand new book. This is totally up to date. New book, just came out like 2 weeks ago. This is it. I thought to myself, I know everything about Cary Grant. I know everything about Cary Grant. I just can't learn anymore. Well, there's a whole lot I didn't know. Scott Iman's new book, Cary Grant, A Brilliant Disguise. Crazy good. No, you think a brilliant disguise, what, bisexual? I knew about that with Randolph Scott. You know, what could it be? Well, there's a whole lot more. Plus, if you love clothing, anything about the sophistication of a look, branding yourself, this book really talks about how Cary did that. All of his peers, all of his friends, all of his enemies. It's so juicy. It's just masterful. So this is Cary Grant by Scott Iman, and you can get it at your library if they'll order it for you if it's open, or you can get it, of course, on Amazon. So this is Jan Ball saying, lots more next time. Just tell your friends you go onto YouTube and then Jan Wall Showbiz. And no matter how rough things get, keep singing in the rain.